All right, and welcome to week 3 of the game show with Adam Joshua. Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite shows, which is Severance. Now, we're not going to be talking about anything that will give away any plot points, or if you haven't seen the show before, you can still play along and learn something. And hopefully, if you haven't seen the show, this will pique your interest. Now, first question: which mystery man executive produces Severance? Is it William H. Macy, the Shoveler, Ben Stiller, Mr. Furious, or Hank Azaria, the Blue Raja? Now, this show is not only executive produced by this person, but it is also directed many of the episodes. This man helped create the show. Well, the creator of the show was Dan Erickson. He came up with the idea for the show when he was working at a door factory and thought, can I turn my brain off for these 8 hours of the day and then just go home and have no recollection of what I did at work? Kind of the premise for the show. And the mystery man we're looking for is Ben Stiller. Yes, Ben Stiller executive produces the show, also helped direct it and get it off the ground. Now, who did Adam Scott play in Step Brothers? Was it Derek Huff, Dick Huff, or Dane Huff? Now, Ben Stiller saw Adam Scott and thought he would be perfect for this role because of his performance in Step Brothers. Pretty amazing. That's such a hilarious movie, one of the funniest movies of all time, in my opinion. That would help spark and get him this job on Severance to play Derek Huff. Yes, he played Derek Huff, the obnoxious brother of Brennan Huff, who was played by Will Ferrell, always one-upping him and being so successful in life. And above, he is singing Sweet Child of Mine with his family. Great scene. Next up, in what movie did John Turturro play Jesus? Was it Barton Fink, The Big Lebowski, or Mr. Deeds? This is another man with massive range. Now, because the show is comedy, sci-fi, drama, it requires a certain tier of actors. And John Turturro is one of those heavy hitters, and he played Jesus in the movie The Big Lebowski. Yes, excellent bowler, hilarious performance. Be sure to check it out if you haven't seen it. Next up, which of Patricia Arquette's sisters has a Toto song about them? Is it Alexis Arquette, Richmond Arquette, or Rosanna Arquette? Now, the Arquettes are very famous in Hollywood, very talented. They even have David Arquette, who's married to Courtney Cox, who's obviously in Friends. But which of the Arquette sisters had a song written about them? It was Rosanna, Rosanna. I'd love a Toto song written about me. Excellent song. It stood the test of time and is written about Rosanna Arquette. In this SNL sketch, Christopher Walken asked for more what? Was it triangle? Was it saxophone? Or was it cowbell? Now, this is one of the most famous SNL sketches of all time. Also involves Will Ferrell once again. We need a little Will Ferrell into Severance. I think he would be a great addition. He could play the drama comedy role very well, and he seems to have worked with almost every one of these cast members. The correct answer: I need a prescription for more cowbell. That is correct. That's the answer we're looking for there. Next, Britt Lauer was opposite which actor in Man Seeking Woman? Was it Glenn Powell, Jay Baruchel, or Joshua Jackson? Now, this show was actually filmed in Toronto, and I actually had a short stint as a background actor where I basically became a background actor because I heard the show was filming in Toronto, and I was able to get in the background. I got to play a literal actor signing autographs at an award show called the Joshies. Hilarious because of my last name. And it was amazing. It was an incredible experience. Britt Lauer is on the show at that time. That's where I first saw her. And she was opposite Jay Baruchel. That's who we're looking for there. Great show. Check it out. FX, Man Seeking Woman, also with Eric Andre. Next, have Britt Lauer and Adam Scott starred together before? Is this true or is this false? Is this screenshot above from Severance or is it from another show? The correct answer is true. It's actually from a show called Ghosted that they were both in, and there they are together, so it's not the first rodeo. Next up, how long was it between Severance seasons? Was it 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years? Now, this show started off with a bang, excellent critical acclaim. I was hooked as soon as I'd seen the first episode. I loved it. And then I had to wait quite a while for the next season, not only because COVID had started when they had started filming. The show actually started pre-production, getting put together, trying to get it made in 2017. Then 2020 rolls around, they're filming the show. They have to do it during COVID. Then the writer strikes happen, so it actually took 3 years. Nearly 3 years for the show to get done with season 2, but it was worth the wait. Let me tell you, it's an excellent season. I'm glad we waited. It looks like they really took their time with this masterpiece, and 3 years, while I wouldn't want to wait it again, was worth the wait. Next up, what does MDR stand for? Now, this is a specific thing about the show, but it won't really give anything away. It's something you'll learn pretty quickly. Is it macro data refinement? Is it music, dance, rhythm? Or is it mental dialogue remover? Now, that's one of the great things about the show is that they have things in the show that you'll find out about, and they won't really tell you the whole story. So it's a lot like watching Lost back in the day. There's always little mysteries for you to solve. What does this mean? How does this relate to this? And how does this all link together? It's such a fascinating show. And the correct answer, what does MDR stand for? It stands for macro data refinement. Do you know what it is? Let's see if we can find out by watching the show. And finally, to promote Severance, they created an office in which city's train station. Yes, they promoted the show in a train station, and people would basically watch them work in this office, and they would pretend that no one else was there. They did it for a few hours, and it was one of the coolest promotional things I've ever seen done. Was it done in LA? Was it done in New York City? Or was it done in Washington? The correct answer we're looking for is Grand Central Station in New York City. Yes, be sure to check out some of the footage. It's incredible how they pulled this off. Initially, they were just going to have a glass box, and then they were going to put some actors in there, and then Adam Scott thought, hey, can I do it? And then they said yes, and luckily all the other actors were really down to do it. It was super cool, very avant-garde, and I've never seen a promotional video just like that. So be sure to check out Severance. This week is the penultimate episode, and next week is the final episode of Season 2. I hope we're not going to have to wait another 3 years, but be sure to check it out. It's one of the shows I couldn't recommend more. So thank you so much. Be sure to post your scores below, and we'll see you next week on The Game Show with Adam Joshua.